Yo, 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 what up? It's your boy X with PressPlayToYourDestiny.com. And I want to talk to y'all about I have a lot of things I want to talk to y'all about, but specifically there's something that sparked my interest this morning. And that's what I want to talk to you guys about. And it's about kids, okay? Your children, uh, and disciplining them. When it comes to disciplining your kids, a lot of us, especially in the African American community, and probably any other communities, but I'm saying the African American community because this is a community that I know best. We discipline our kids based on how we were disciplined as kids, and you know what I'm talking about, the infamous belt. Okay, and that's typically how we tend to discipline our kids. I know more untraditional methods have started, but for the most part, when you want to give them that, when you really want them to understand, you pull the belt out. Let me tell y'all, stop hitting your kids with belts. Okay. And my wife and I, this was something that we too had to get away from, because for one, you have to understand the mechanisms of fear, okay? And that if we want to raise up a generation of kids, a generation of youth that understands who they are and the power, we cannot instill fear in them. That's one of the things. Life will teach them fear on its own. You as a parent does not have to be the catalyst of fear in your children. Okay. I'm gonna give you an example. My kids this morning decided to take it among themselves to get up, completely obliterate the house before I woke up. Now, as a parent, I knew that I should have been up because I know my kids, they wake up early. I just this night I was up all night and I didn't get up, okay? So they took it amongst themselves to do what kids do. So first thing I'm thinking, I'm like, let me grab my belt. Now, I didn't grab my belt because I was going to hit them with it. I wanted to see if my children were afraid of me or if they were afraid of the belt. So the whole time I'm talking to my kids, explaining to them why what they did was wrong, while I have the belt in this hand and I'm explaining to them, they're not looking at me while I'm talking to them. They're looking at the anticipation of the belt. So in essence, they're not afraid of me. They're afraid of the belt. They're afraid of the anticipation. Before I even got the belt, when I said that I was going to get a belt, they started crying as though I was already hitting them with the belt. So unconsciously and consciously, this is our way of training our kids to be afraid. And now they're attaching fear to objects. If I was to beat them with my comb, and I say, well, let me go get my comb, they would be afraid of now the word comb and the object comb. And it's important, you guys, to find other methods of disciplining. What I like to do is they can hold books or they can run up and down my stairs. I know that my oldest daughter is very hyper. She has a lot of energy. So I see her as somebody who would be really into sports. So her discipline is running up and down the stairs, things that'll build her energy, her stamina. Those are her discipline. My second oldest daughter, she's a little more quiet. Things that really get to her is making her stand in one spot and hold books. That's the torture of her. Okay, but it seems to it works. So understand that all disciplinary methods don't work for all kids. Okay, whipping out a belt, you want to stop that, okay? Because psychologically too, you got to think about this. Even dates back before slavery, okay? But think about this: when your kids are in school and they teaching them about slavery and they teaching them about how their ancestors used to get beat with whips and whips. Same thing. A belt is a whip, okay? And so you're consciously training your child to think that it's okay to be hit with a belt and it's okay to hit someone else. This is where violence comes from. Violence is taught from within the home, and we don't even know it. We teach our kids violence by when we get upset, especially when you discipline your children out of anger. They can feel that. They can feel the energy. So you have to understand that you got to find a disciplinary methods that work for your kids. And the best way to do that is to find out what their strengths are. You know, a lot of us tend to just look at, oh yeah, we just got kids, but you have to observe your kids. What do you think they would be good at, and discipline them in that area to build them, where it's discipline, but it's actually helping them in the long run. Okay. And also, when it comes to disciplining your kids, make sure that you're not doing it out of anger, because I personally feel that when we discipline our kids out of anger, it's filling some type of sick void within us that makes us feel good to harm somebody. Justice. I mean, think about it. If you think about when you hit your kids, you would probably hurt another grown person with that same hit. I know unconsciously we don't think about these things, but think about it. Think about the feelings you have when you put your hands on your child when you're disciplining them. Just look at how you feel. How are you feeling? Are you getting some enjoyment out of it? And some people are sick. And I think unconsciously sometimes we do, because it relieves stress within us. Oh yeah, they did something bad, so they gotta pay. So I'm gonna beat them instead of disciplining them with the intent. And that's the thing too. You have to remember your child will receive the discipline depending on the intent you have when you're giving them the whooping. If you're just out of reaction giving them a whooping because you've seen something, there was no reason behind it. You were just doing it. I need us to get as parents, and even if you're not a parent, maybe have close nieces and nephews, and you are one of the disciplinary figures in their life. I need us to start thinking more about how we're treating our children. Okay, I'm not saying. Look, I agree with discipline. Okay, and some people say a good old butt whooping is good every once in a while, which it probably is. But you don't have to give a butt whooping with a belt. Okay, that's just it's what you were taught. The only reason you beat your child with a belt is because you probably got your butt beat with a belt, or somebody else you done seen them get beat with a belt. There's several different ways to discipline your children, okay? And find what would work best for them. Um, that's kind of it. That was my rant and rave, because it really it goes so deep psychologically why we beat our kids, why we discipline them the way we do. I mean, this goes all the way back to laws back in ancient Egypt, ancient Greeks and Romans, and how we tend to carry out punishment for justice, and it's wrong. It is dead wrong. But we only doing what we're taught or conditioned to do as humans. That's it. We're conditioned, but you can break away from it. You can break away from your conditioning by understanding that you are not the person that does a lot of the things you do. Your conditioning is the thing that does a lot of the things that you do. So I need y'all to learn how to break away from conditioning and condition yourself by looking on the inside. All right. That's my time for today. That was my short rant and rave. I hope y'all got something from it. Make sure you please subscribe to the channel. And until then, press play on your life. Say yes to your destiny and vision. This your boy X, and I'm out.